Good morning, everyone. My name is Paniraju, and I am here to give you a small demo video on the topic circles. So let us see what is a circle. So before going to the definition of the circles, let me take you to the small screen where I planned an activity. So here I attached a thread of certain length and attached one edge to this point and other edge I placed a pencil. Now if I rotate it along the fixed edge, I got some points like this, right? Now, if I join all these points, if I join all these points, if you can see here, we are getting a structure or we are getting a shape, closed shape, and this shape we call it as a circle. So what I did here, I joined all the points which are at equidistance from that fixed point, right? So that is the definition of a circle. So what is the definition of a circle? You can see a circle is a closed figure formed by joining all the points which are equidistant from a fixed point, and that fixed point we call it as the center of the circle. So if you see a clock which we used to see daily in our house, that clock is also in the shape of a circle, right? Like this, we can see so many objects like coin, many things. And going to the next concept, what is radius of a circle? If you see this diagram, that is a fixed point, and if I draw a line like that, what I'm doing here, I'm finding the distance from the point to the point at the center. So this distance or the fixed distance we call it as radius, or the distance from the center to any point of the circle we call it as a radius. Now let us see what is a chord. See here what I did, I have a circle and I joined two points of the circle with the help of a line segment, right? And this line segment we call it as a chord. What is a chord? A line segment joining any two points of a circle we call it as a chord. And let us see what is diameter. Diameter. So see here, I have a circle and this is a center. Now, if I draw a chord that passes through this center, then we call that chord as diameter. So what is diameter? A chord of a circle that passes through the center is called diameter. Okay, now we can draw one more diameter like this, right? The same we can draw infinite number of diameters to a circle. So let us see what is the relationship between diameter and radius. If you see here, in this diameter, from here to here, we can call it as radius, and from here to here, again we call it as another radius. So in a diameter, can I tell there are two radius? Yes or no? Yes. So diameter is equal to 2 times of the radius, or d is equal to 2r. Okay, this is what a diameter, and this is the relationship between diameter and the radius. Moving on to next concept, what is an arc? If you see this one, the part of the circle here from A to C, this line or this curve from A to C, we call it as an arc. In the same way, the curve from A to C in the direction of B, this part we call it as an another arc. Okay, the definition will be an arc is a part of the circumference of the circle. Circumference is nothing but that line, the total curve. We call it as the circumference in that circle. So here, see the shorter one, this AC in the which is marked in the red color, we call it as a minor arc, and the bigger one we call it as a major arc. Let us see what is a sector. A sector. See, we have two radius here, AB and AC, and BC. Can I tell it as a arc, right? And the part of a circle that is found between these two radius and an arc, we call it as a sector. The colored part, we call it as a sector. Even the part which is not covered or not colored, that is also a sector. Why? Because that is also formed by two radius and this arc. What is this arc? That is major arc. So here there will be two sectors. What is the two sectors? One, like the arcs, we have two sectors. What is the sectors? That is minor sector and major sector. You can see here. Now, let us see what is a segment. So see here, here we have a chord PQ. Can I tell PQ as a chord? Yes, PQ is a chord. Now, this chord divides the total circle into two parts. One part we call it as minor segment, the other part we call it as major segment. If you see the definition, each and every chord of a circle divides the circle into two parts. That two parts are called segments, or the definition more clearly. The part of a circle that lies in between the chord and arc formed by that chord is called a segment. So this is chord and this is arc formed by this chord. So this part which is in white color, that is minor segment. The part which is in blue color, we call it as a major segment. So the part with minor arc we call it as minor segment, and the part with major arc we call it as a major segment. Now let us see all three at a same place. This is the colored green colored one. We can call it as sector, right? Why? Because there are two radius and an arc. This total part. And here this red one we call it as an arc, whereas the blue colored part, the total portion in blue color, we call it as a segment. So these are a few topics in circle. So thank you very much.